First up, my condolences to the family, and I think we should respect their privacy. Look, I think the main thing is to let the normal medication safety processes, which are in order in Australia, are very robust, to take their course. We don't need to jump to conclusions. Coincidences happen, and it's important that we and the media do not play doctor in this, because what needs to happen now is that these safety experts need to go through the case and actually determine if there is actually a link. Because the thing is that what it must be made clear is that on a normal day, at least 50 bad blood clots occur in Australia every single day. So, with somebody who maybe has a pre-existing illness, it's just as likely that that is the cause rather than any association with the vaccine. And the reason why we need to do this is we need to stay calm, because otherwise we're going to be misattributing the causation to the vaccine, which can have a material effect on vaccine hesitancy, which is already, heightened because of the level of anxiety out there at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. And the media shouldn't play doctor. That's your job, indeed. But the TGA more readily in this case. Now, what is the process? Obviously, there's a lot of reporting and transparency when it comes around to the vaccine. So New South Wales Health has to report any links to deaths in relation to the vaccine, doesn't it?
So a doctor is obligated to, and this is not just with any vaccine, it's with any medication. If there's particularly if there's a significant reaction that occurs straight after somebody either takes a medication or a vaccine, they're reported to to report this. There are several state and federal mechanisms to do this. At which point the medication safety authorities, and TGA is critical in this, will actually look at these and actually work out if there is a material link. For example, this one here, for example, has occurred, on my understanding, a few hours later after the event, which appears nothing like the two clotting cases and the ones we're looking at overseas with the 1 in 250,000 with the AstraZeneca. So, I mean, even on that, it doesn't appear very likely. But again, it's not even for me to speculate. We just need people to stand back and do it properly, because otherwise people will remember this and actually forget the retraction later that had anything to do with it. And then people will be left with the anxiety about the vaccine.
Yeah, well said, Dr. Chris Moy. Just finally, before I let you go, Pfizer has indicated overnight that perhaps we might need a third vaccine. Why?
Well, I mean, that's the thing that is the million-dollar question with all these vaccines, because what we know certainly is they're very good at stopping severe disease and you dying and ending up in hospital, which are all good things. But there are still relative uncertainties about whether you can still catch the virus and also how long they last. And then that has material implications for things like planning for travel in the future. So, look, I think that's the sort of thing that, although we're very early in the cycle of deciding how long this will be, and it may very well be that we're talking about something like the flu shots that we have to have every year at the moment, which, may sound frustrating, but the viruses are very good at changing, as we've seen already, and that's the reason why we need to consider this sort of thinking, and it was always on the cards, unfortunately.